Hi, kindergarten. Welcome to your next art lesson. Today we're going to be making some cupcakes, but they're going to be made out of paper, so we can't eat them. So you're going to need a plate. Now, I just have a little plate. You could use a bigger plate if you want, and that's just going to be our background for our cupcakes. So we're not going to need that till the end. And you're going to need some different colors of paper to use to make the cupcakes. And I'm going to decorate my cupcakes 3 different ways. I'm going to just use paper for one, I'm going to use markers for another one, and I'm going to use some glue and glitter for another one. So you can pick the way you want to do it, or you can do all 3. Or you can use paint if you have paint. All right, I'm not going to use paint today, but you could use paint if you're allowed. All right, so first thing, I have a bigger piece of yellow, and when you bake cupcakes, they come in a little cup shape called a liner. So I'm going to make my liners yellow. So with this big piece of paper, I have it turned sideways. I'm just going to fold it up a little ways, and then I want to cut this part off. So I'm going to use that line to cut off this rectangle. And then I'm just going to put the big piece to the side. Okay, so now I'm going to fold this in half. And then I'm going to fold it in half again. And then when I open it, I have 4 rectangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm going to cut those apart. Now I'm only going to make 3 cupcakes today, but you can make as many as you want. So I'm going to take one of these yellows and put it to the side. So now I'm going to fold these using something called an accordion fold. So I don't know if you know what an accordion is. It's a musical instrument, and it goes in and out. The person plays when they're playing that. The air goes through the middle part of it, and it expands, and it looks all wrinkled or creased. So anyway, we're going to make our cupcakes accordion style. So I'm going to do this to all 3 of my yellows. I'm going to fold a little piece over, and then I'm going to flip the whole thing upside down. And then I'm going to fold it the other direction. And then I'm going to flip it over again, and I'm going to fold it the other direction. And then I'm going to flip it one more time and fold what's left. Okay, so it kind of looks creased because little cupcake liners have ridges in them. All right, so I'm going to do this to all 3. So again, fold a little bit up, turn the whole thing over, fold it back, turn the whole thing over, fold it front, turn the whole thing over, fold it back. Okay, so now I have 2, and I'm going to do the same thing to my 3rd one. Fold a little bit up, turn it over, fold it a little bit back, turn it over, fold it to the front, turn it over, fold it to the back. All right, so there are the 3 bottoms of the cupcakes. All right, now, I don't know about you guys, but I really like cake icing. So I like when a cupcake has lots of icing on top. Okay, so we're going to make some nice big fluffy icing to go on top of our cake liners. So I'm going to use green and pink and this light purple color to make the tops of my cupcakes. So I'm going to get my pencil, and I just want to make sure it's big enough, so I'm going to just kind of lay the cupcake liner there. And I want it to come out a little bit. So I'm going to draw a nice big line, and then I'm going to draw what kind of looks like a cloud for my icing. And then I'm going to do that to the pink. Just want to make sure that it comes out a little bit. So I drew a line, and then kind of that cloud shape. And they don't all have to be the same. I'm going to do it to the purple. Okay, so now I've got my 3 tops of my cupcakes. So next I want to cut these out. So just take your time, and if you need to pause the video so that you can get yours cut out, go ahead and do that. I'm just going to keep cutting. So there's one. Two. Great. All right, so I'm going to start with the green one, and I want to put some sprinkles on these cupcakes because who doesn't like sprinkles, right? So I'm going to cut just itty bitty tiny pieces of different color paper, and I'm going to glue them onto my green cupcake. So I've got some pink, some dark pink. So I'm just cutting a really skinny rectangle. And I've got some orange. And I've got some darker purple that I'm going to use. All right, so let's put these over to the side. So I'm going to take my skinny rectangles and I'm just going to cut a couple different pieces from each one. And then I've got these little pieces, different colors. I'm just going to glue them onto my cupcake. Now, because they're so small, you're probably going to get some glue on your hands. So you may have to go wash your hands when you're done. Alright, so just keep gluing some on. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue that onto the cupcake liner. So I'm just putting some glue on the very top of the cupcake liner, and I'm sticking my cupcake on there. So there's one cupcake finished. Alright, for my purple, I'm going to be using some markers. So I don't need my glue right now or my scissors, but I'm going to grab a couple markers. So I'll be right there. I just have to grab some from over here. Now I'm going to try to pick colors that will show up on the purple. Alright, so I picked out a couple different colors. I've got blue, purple, light purple, and green. And all I'm going to do with my markers is, instead of cutting the pieces out of paper, I'm just going to make them with the marker. So this is a faster way than using the pieces of paper. And maybe with the purple, I'll just do some dots. So these will have different kinds of sprinkles on them. All right, and now that one is finished. So that was super quick. And I'm just gonna glue that onto the liner. Alright, so for my last one, I'm going to be using some glitter. Now, when you use glitter, you need a special kind of glue. Or this glue is the glue that works the best. So it's the liquid glue. So I'm just going to put some glue. I'm just going to do some bigger dots. Onto my paper. And I'm going to put a piece of paper under this, because glitter can go everywhere. So I'm just using a scrap piece of paper underneath. And then I've got a great big jar of pink. So I'm just going to sprinkle that over the glue until it's all covered up. And then I tap it off, and you can see my big sparkly pieces of sprinkles. Alright, so I'm going to move my extra glitter out of the way, and now I'm very carefully going to glue this cupcake to its liner, because this one takes a long time to dry because you're using liquid glue. So try not to touch your sprinkles and glue it on there. Alright, so now we have our 3 different cupcakes. So the last thing I want to do is glue them to my paper plate. Now, like I said, I only have a small plate here. So if you're using a bigger plate, it's probably going to be easier. And they might have to go on a little bit on top of each other. So I'm going to glue the first one right here at the top of the plate. And I'm going to glue my purple one down here, kind of on the side. And then I'm going to glue the pink one down here, like that. Wow, this is making me really hungry. How about you? So then you could hang it up like this, or you can leave it flat like that. And if you wanted to use paint, you could just make sprinkles with paint. Okay? So I hope you had fun making cupcakes. I really like making cupcakes. I could make them all day. But I really can't because I have other things to do. So I will see you for our next lesson. Have a great day. Bye.